Israel is saving America from Iran. That's Netanyahu's warning and his pitch to Washington. On Ben Shapiro's podcast, Bibi claims Tehran's missiles could soon strike New York, Boston, even Miami. Days earlier, Iran reportedly tested one, in silence. Scorch marks on satellite images, whispers of an ICBM, and a region bracing for what comes next. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has once again raised concerns over Iran's missile program, warning that Tehran is developing intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of reaching the United States. Speaking on Ben Shapiro's podcast, Netanyahu noted that cities such as New York, Boston, Washington, and Miami could fall within the range of these weapons if the program continues unchecked.
Iran can blackmail any American city? People don't believe it. Iran is developing intercontinental missiles with a range of 8,000 kilometers. Add another 3,000, and they can get to the east coast of the US. That's a really big danger. You don't want to be under the nuclear gun of these people who are not necessarily rational and chant death to America. I think Israel is doing a great work at keeping that away.
Netanyahu highlighted the role of Israel's defense and intelligence capabilities in countering these threats. The Israeli Prime Minister cited the collaborative efforts between Israel and the United States in developing advanced defensive systems, including the Iron Dome, Arrow missile system, and Trophy tank protection system.
We share with America the most advanced offensive weapons on the planet, things none of the superpowers have. We prevented planes from being taken down by ISIS and terror attacks in the whole world.
Netanyahu also pointed to intelligence operations that have helped prevent attacks by extremist groups, protecting civilians both in Israel and abroad. Turning to the conflict in Gaza, Netanyahu expressed cautious optimism about the potential for an end to the war, while stressing that Hamas must not remain in power for a lasting resolution. He reflected on the events of 2 years ago, describing them as some of the worst atrocities against Jews since the Holocaust, and said Israel has since neutralized much of the Iranian-backed threat in the region. Netanyahu stated that Israel's efforts will continue until the release of all hostages and the removal of Hamas authority in Gaza is achieved. As Netanyahu underscores Israel's determination to contain Iran's growing threat, fresh developments from Tehran are raising new alarm. Just days before his remarks, reports surfaced of a secretive Iranian missile test that suggests progress toward intercontinental capabilities. These parallel narratives, Israel's warnings and Iran's actions, converge to redefine the stakes in the region and beyond. On September 18th, Tehran reportedly conducted a test of an advanced missile. Videos circulating online showed arcs of smoke rising over the capital, with residents in nearby cities, including Gorgan, Sari, and Semnan, reporting the missile's trajectory in the night sky. A couple of days after the missile test, Iranian parliamentarian Mohsen Zanganeh told state broadcaster IRIB,
"We have neither abandoned nuclear enrichment, nor handed uranium over to the enemy, nor backed down from our missile positions. 2 nights ago, we tested one of the country's most advanced missiles, which had not been tested so far, and it was successful. I want to say that even under these circumstances, we are conducting a security test of an intercontinental missile."
Zanganeh did not elaborate on where he got his information, nor did he provide any evidence to support his assertion. Iranian parliament members have made exaggerated claims in the past. Satellite photos taken prior to the test by Planet Labs PBC show the circular pad at Imam Khomeini Spaceport in Semnan, about 230 kilometers southeast of Tehran, painted blue ringed with red, white and green lines, the colors of the Iranian flag. But in satellite images since September 18th, the pad appeared discolored, though it wasn't fully clear until a more detailed planet image requested by the AP was taken on September 24th. That image shows significant scorch marks, the pattern of which resembles scorching seen at the pad following past launches. When rockets launch, the flames from their engines pour down onto pads. Fabian Hinz, a research fellow at the International Institute for Strategic Studies, who studies missiles, said the scale of the scorching suggested Iran launched a solid fuel missile, as burning aluminium oxide particles cause such marks. Hin said the north-south marks suggest a blast deflector being used as well to channel the flames. Iranian authorities have not formally acknowledged the launch, and state media shared images of the event without claiming responsibility. Local officials confirmed that missile tests took place near Tehran. The timing follows closely on the heels of the 12-day war with Israel in June, highlighting Tehran's continued efforts to advance its missile capabilities. Satellite launches and multi-stage rocket projects have allowed Iran to develop expertise that could eventually support intercontinental ballistic missile technology. Security analyst Shahan Modares noted that while Iran has demonstrated technical capability, there is no evidence yet of a fully operational intercontinental missile. Western governments have repeatedly expressed concern that Iran's space and missile program may have dual-use potential. The United States and its allies warn that satellite launch vehicles can be adapted to deliver long-range missiles, though Iran maintains that its space program is purely civilian. Intercontinental ballistic missiles typically have ranges greater than 5,500 kilometers. That would extend far beyond the range reportedly allowed by Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, which is 2,000 kilometers. The range of 2,000 kilometers encompasses much of the Middle East, including Israel and American military bases in the region. An intercontinental missile would at least put all of Europe in range. With Iran not formally acknowledging the launch and the erratic contrail that was left behind, the likelihood is that the launch may have failed. There's also no acknowledgement by US space officials of Iran putting any new satellites into space on September 18th. Iran may also have used the launch to signal to the West that it will continue its missile program, despite sanctions and pressure. Though without a formal confirmation, it remains unclear just what Tehran was trying to do. Whether Iran's latest launch was a success or a signal remains uncertain. But for Israel, the message is unmistakable. The battle to contain Iran's missile ambitions is no longer confined to the Middle East, it's a global security concern. For critics, Netanyahu's warnings sound less like caution and more like a familiar prelude. Another attempt to rally Washington for a new confrontation. As in past decades, the Israeli leader frames Iran not just as Israel's problem, but America's war waiting to happen.